Class on the 10 to 11.
Oh, no. Okay. Fine. Work is sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you. Ma'am, we'll start.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Honorable Principal and Patron of the 5-day Skill Development Program in English Language, Dr. Sister Jyoti. Respected Vice Principal, Sister Shobha. Our esteemed resource persons for the program, Dr. Revathi Srinivas, Department of Materials Development, Testing and Evaluation, School of English Language Education, the English and Foreign Languages University, Hyderabad, Telangana, and Professor M.E. Vedasharan, Department of English as Second Language Studies, School of English Language Education, the English and Foreign Languages University, Hyderabad, Telangana, CP Coordinator and Head, Department of Geography, Dr. Devjani Roy, faculty members of various departments, dear colleagues, and our lovely participants. On behalf of the entire organizing committee, I, Prachipali Pigga, feel privileged to extend a warm welcome to the 9th session of the 5th and final day of the 5-day skill development program in English language, organized by the CP Committee and Department of English, Nirmala College, Ranchi, with the academic support from our mentors from the English and Foreign Languages University, Hyderabad, under the sponsorship of the UGC CPE scheme. Before we begin the session, a reminder for the participants. Please note that your attendance for these two sessions is also important. So remember to fill the feedback cum attendance form that will be provided in the chat box at the end of the session. The form will only be active for 30 minutes, so you're requested to submit it within time. We are very happy with the active participation of so many of you. We welcome you to post your comments and your queries in the chat box. During the session, we have some very erudite mentors with us who will be happy to answer your questions. And now, with the permission of the chair, I would like to begin the session. The mentor for this session is Dr. Revathi Srinivas, who in her last 2-hour session dealt with listening and speaking skills, with another listening exercise on the audio track of the song Money, Money, Money. She taught the participants phrasal verbs and homonyms. Consequently, she picked up another communication skill and mentored the students on speaking correctly. She spoke about what gives speech clarity and how confidence and adequate content can make a good speaker. She also gave tips on correct pronunciation and took the students through different speech drills with the accent and primary stress on the correct syllables. It was again a very interactive and exhilarating session, ma'am. I now request our mentor, Dr. Revathi Srinivas, to begin our 9th session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Very good morning to you all. Am I audible, clear, loud?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible clearly.
All right. Okay. Let's begin today's session. If you remember, day before yesterday, before I kind of took leave of you, I had requested you to go through the worksheet and I had asked you to do a little bit of homework in terms of identifying adjective phrases and other things like use of word must in the song and if there is any difference in the way it is used, and also the two phrases like a rich man's world and the rich man's world. Can I have responses, please? First, let's take up the use of the word must, because I don't want you to be posting different responses. Look at the use of the word must in the poem, in the song, and let me know if the meaning that the word carries in the several contexts it has been used is the same or is there any difference? If there is any difference, what is the difference? Probably you can unmute and speak if that's possible.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, I just posted my answer. Ma'am, the word must has been used in a line, must be funny in the song. So I I think that the must here presents the speculation that the girl is making about the rich man's world.
Okay.
And the word must has come for the second time in the phrase. And if he means to be free, I bet he won't fancy me. So I must leave. I will have to go. That is the line. I think that the word must presents here the obligation that the girl feels to leave because she is because the man doesn't fancy her anymore.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I can see a few responses over here. I'm just reading them aloud for the benefit of everyone. Must be funny in that sentence. The word must presents speculation that the girl is making about the rich man's world. So I must leave. I'll have to go. Here, must presents the obligation of the girl to leave due, not due to, as the man perhaps doesn't fancy her. And there is another response which says must is used to express obligation. Okay. Are there any responses from our participants on YouTube? Can we take a
Yes,
couple of them?
yes, ma'am. Indu Kumari replies, must be funny, speaking universally about the character of the rich man. She
Mm-hmm.
has said that I've received only one response till now. They are still typing it. The word must here is used for obligation. Arushi replies. So most of them are replying the same thing as answering in the same manner as these participants. That must
Okay.
stands for used for obligation.
Obligation. Okay. Let me give you a couple of examples which I'm going to type here. Uh, or
Ma'am, can I suggest something?
shall I use the Word
Yes,
document?
yes, yes, ma'am. If you use the word document of participants on
Yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
they'll be able to see it.
That,
I will just go in.
yeah, as I started keying in, that's what I realized.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Give me half a minute.
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, is the document visible now? Of course, I'm going to enlarge it.
Yes, ma'am. Document is visible. If you can increase I think the font size. If you start
I
writing,
haven't keyed in anything.
yes, this is visible. Maybe a font size or two, ma'am.
I'll do that. I'll
When you
do
start,
that.
yeah, maybe 24 would work for YouTube. A little bit better. Some of the responses are coming in, ma'am. Rashmi Singh says, in must be funny, must is speculation, and I must leave, must is obligation.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's look at these two sentences. Here we've used the word must, which I'm highlighting. Does it tell you that there is an obligation? Let's take up the first sentence. Manu must have a problem. She keeps crying.
Can somebody volunteer to unmute themselves and answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Participant.
Ma'am, I think that the must in the first sentence is being used in sense of speculation, that a person is speculating that maybe Manu is having a problem, that's why she is crying.
Mm-hmm. So when we say she must have a problem, she keeps crying, this means it is just a kind of a probability, something which could be highly probable. Right. Now, here it depends on the context as to how you would interpret the use of the word must in this case. One is that maybe, it could be, it's highly probable and possible that it is Rahul. Or if you are expecting Rahul at a certain point of time and the doorbell rings, then it is a 100% kind of a conclusion that something is certain. It must be Rahul. It can't be anyone else. So this over here, we cannot say anything unless we have the context. But whereas this one, because you're using the word she keeps crying, which means it is an action which repeats itself. We are not using the word she is crying. We say she keeps crying. Therefore, this is highly probable. Right. To give you one more example, suppose you say, I must be home by 8 p.m. every day. Now, what is the meaning of the word must over here? What meaning does this word indicate? Is it probability or is it certainty?
Ma'am, must in this sentence, it implies that the person is like something probable that she or he might get home by 8 p.m. every day. She's just guessing the fact.
Is it probability? If you say, I must be home by 8 p.m. every day.
No, ma'am, I don't think so.
Ma'am, it is a surety that that person must be at home at till 8 p.m.
Okay. Or if you say, or if your teacher says, you must submit the assignment by 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Ma'am, I think it is an obligation that the teacher is
It
saying
is
that
an
you have
obligation.
to submit the assignment by 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay. Now we have three sets of sentences over here, wherein the same word, which is a modal auxiliary, is being used in different ways. Here you're saying, when you say Manu must have a problem, she keeps crying, you are speculating or you are saying that this is probable. There is a probability that she must have had a problem. And when you say there's the doorbell, it must be Rahul. It could be a probability or it could be a certainty. Or let's take it as an action which is certain. So it expresses certainty. But when you say, I must be home by 8 p.m. every day, it means that there is an external obligation. Probably your parents want it that way, or maybe you are in a place where the doors are shut after 8 o'clock, you're not allowed inside. So here, when you use it, in both these examples, I must be home by 8 p.m. every day, or you must submit the assignment by 5 p.m. tomorrow. This is where you have an external authority, external agency, in this case, an authority which imposes something on you. So in that context, the meaning of must is obligation, but which is expressed or imposed by an authority. Here, the word must expresses certainty, whereas in the first context, it expresses probability, something which is highly probable. All right. So going back to the song, you have two instances over here where in the first case, in the first refrain where it says money, 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 must be funny, there the speaker is speculating because she, if you look at the first sentence, I work all night, I work all day to pay the bills. and I'm not left with even a single penny. That tells us about the financial situation that the singer is in. Therefore, she is speculating that the rich man's world must be very funny. But if you look at the next use of the word must, she is building up a context saying that a rich man is hard to find. And even if I happen to find such a man, I'm sure he wouldn't like me, he wouldn't fancy me, he wouldn't entertain me. Therefore, it's an obligation. I will have to leave. I'll have to go to Las Vegas or Monaco to earn money. So, in the second context, the must implicates it's something that is absolutely necessary. All right. Shall we move on to the next one? Let us take up the use of these two words. In the same chunk that you have identified the use of must and so on, it says in the rich man's world, and then the last sentence in the same refrain, it says it's a rich man's world. Is there any difference between the use of articles when you say the rich man's world and when you say a rich man's world? Does it make any difference or is it the same? Responses, please.
Can one of you please unmute? Participants?
Ma'am, in the rich man's world, she is specifically referring to one rich man, whereas it's a rich man world. There are many rich men. Anyone could be there. She is not specifically referring to any one rich man.
All right. So I repeat what you've said for the benefit of the others. Her response is that when it's the rich man, it refers to one particular rich man. Whereas if it's a rich man, it could be anyone. Okay, fair enough. Can we have others responding too?
Can we have one more person give an answer? Ma'am, students
Ma'am,
Yes, Sonali, go ahead.
ma'am, in the rich man's world, she is talking about one rich man among many, and in a rich man's world, she is talking about a whole lot of a rich man.
All right. Let me give you one example outside the song.
Ma'am, we have some answers in the YouTube as well. Would you like me to read them?
Sure.
Yeah, one Diksha Bali answers, in the rich man's world, it is being specified. The rich man's world, it is being specified. And in other, is considered to be any one among. The is specifying a person, Manisha says, and is used for, she writes aristocratic people, but I don't agree. Should be for general.
Okay, so more or less the same kind of a response which we got from the chat over here, and when somebody unmuted, like the refers to one particular rich man, whereas could be anyone. All right, let's look at these two sets of sentences over here. The tiger is in danger of becoming extinct. A cow is a useful animal. What is the meaning that this word gives out? The article the in this sentence, the tiger is in danger of becoming extinct. Are we referring to one particular tiger?
No, ma'am. The tiger is in danger of becoming extinct means that the whole tiger race they are in danger of becoming extinct,
Mm-hmm.
whereas a
Mm-hmm.
cow is a useful animal means any cow, one single cow is useful. uh, all cows are useful, but a cow is a useful animal means one cow, any cow can is useful for us.
All right. Now, if you look at this sentence, the tiger is in danger of becoming extinct. We are not referring to one particular tiger amongst, let's say, 40 or 50 or thousands. We are, or in other words, the tiger, the over here, it represents, the sentence is about the whole tiger family.
Yes, ma'am. There are answers in the YouTube. Indu Kumari replied, a group of tigers. Dipanvita says it is for all tigers. The species of tigers is in danger, they say.
Precisely. So, what are we doing here? We are generalizing about all of the members of a group together, not one particular individual or one particular animal. In the same way, when you say in the rich man's world, here we are generalizing about all of the members of a group, that is, all rich men.
The elite.
Like you say, the rich and the poor. So you're not talking about one particular rich man, nor are you referring to one particular poor man. It is the entire group which is taken together, wherein one noun represents the whole class. All right. But when you say it's a rich man's world, we are over here is used to single out an individual as a representative of the class. Similarly, when you say a cow is a useful animal, we are not talking about X or Y or Z cow, but we are referring to one particular cow, which is a representative of a class, which means, crudely put, this is equal to any. So it could be any rich man. Similarly, it could be any cow, right? So that is the difference between the use of the article over here and the use of the article over here. Let me give you one more example. Suppose you say, the rose is the sweetest of all flowers, and if I say, a student should obey their teacher, we are using a definite article here, the rose, and here we are using an article a. The meaning is that when you refer to the rose as the sweetest of all flowers, you are generalizing and you are representing this one by referring to the entire family of roses and flowers. Whereas if you say a student should obey her teacher, here you are not referring to one particular student. It could be any student who is a representative of the class of students. Is this clear? Is that clear to everyone? Can we go ahead?
Yes, ma'am. They are all replying in yes.
All right. Let's take up the last bit of work which we were supposed to do with this, identifying adjective phrases. So maybe they can unmute and go one by one. Probably we can take it up sentence wise. In the first sentence, do you have any examples of an adjective phrase? Okay, the first one I'll give you. Now you keep telling me, I'll add to this. All right, I think they're keying it in. I thought they were going to say it aloud. The next one we have is
Can
a wealthy man.
Can we have the participants unmute themselves and answer? You can volunteer for
Yes,
that.
yes, that is what I thought they could do.
We'd love to hear your voices.
Ma'am, adjectival verbs are the adjectival phrases are adjectival phrases are phrases in which we have an adjective and adverb with a noun. For example, a wealthy man, where wealthy shows the adjective and man is a noun. So these are the phrases which in all have a meaning.
And they have answered in YouTube as well. A little money, wealthy man. The same answer is being repeated.
Okay. Then you have a little money. You have a rich man's world and also the rich man's world. Anything else? Yeah. So these are the phrases that we can identify in the song. All right. So I'm going to put a stop to our discussion related to the song now and taking you back to where we had left as far as the spoken English part is concerned. In case you have any questions about the content of the song or anything, please feel free to. Otherwise, we'll go ahead with our discussion because I just have another half an hour. Can we go ahead?
Yes, I'm sure.
All right. Can you quickly recall what we had discussed in the previous class as far as spoken English, features of spoken English is concerned?
Can one of the students recall what we had done in the last class? What ma'am had made you do?
Ma'am, we were discussing about features of spoken English, in which the first feature was pronunciation, how pronunciation of any word or any sentence affects speaking and the listening skills, and secondly, the word stress.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Also, the
Someone else
use
can.
of punctuation marks in the sentence and how it changes the sentence with the use of punctuation marks.
Yes.
And
Yes.
also about the
And
tone
also
of
about the
speaking.
grouping words now.
Right. So the grouping of words or the importance of pausing at appropriate places, and first of all, why we need to pause. Second, where we need to pause. Because you cannot go on speaking continuously. You have to take pauses at some point of time or other. And you need to group words together so that it makes sense. And then you take a short pause over there. If your pause is too long, then the sense is totally lost. Now let us come to the next aspect, that is sentences. Let's look at the sentence. Again, I would want volunteers to read this aloud. There is one word which is in capitals.
Please give me the book.
Please highlight that word and say this aloud. Should I increase the font again?
Ma'am, if you
Please
could
give me the book.
resize the window, that word.
Please give me the book.
A book.
Sorry?
Ma'am,
Please give me the book.
Please give me the book.
Okay. Can we have one or two more people say this?
Please give me the book.
Okay. Now,
Please
I would
give
want
me the book. Please give me the book.
Please give me.
all right. Can someone else read this sentence, please?
Please give me the book.
Please give
Okay.
me the book.
Please give me the book.
Please
Please
give me the
give
book.
me the book.
Now, another set of voices, please, not the same one. Can you read this aloud?
Please give me the book.
Please give me the book.
Mm-hmm. Once again.
The book.
Please give me the book.
Okay.
Give me the book.
This one.
Please give me.
Please give me the book.
Please give me the book.
Give me the book.
Okay. Now, when you look at these sets of sentences, when you look at these sentences, is there a difference in meaning? I'm going to read them aloud for you and see if there is a difference in meaning. Please give me the book. 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 Is there a difference in meaning? You would notice that it is the same 5 words
Yes,
that we are
ma'am.
using everywhere. What is the difference when you say, please give me the book, and when you say, please give me the book?
Hello, ma'am. Can I answer?
Yes, please.
Ma'am, in the first sentence, please give me the book. We are specifying who is the person who wants the book, which is me. In the second case, please give me the book. It's more of a request that give me the book. In the third one, please give me the book. It means you're specifying which book.
Wait.
Excuse me.
We'll focus on the first two only. Now, when you say, please give me the book,
Okay.
you are stressing the word me, which means not to
Me.
X or Y or Z, but please give it to me. So this word is
Me.
stressed in the sentence. Give me the book. Please give me the book. Whereas in the second one, when you say, please give me the book, it means don't throw it at me. All right?
Yes, it's a
Don't do
request.
anything
Give me the
else,
book.
but you give it to me. Now let's look at the third and fourth sentences, which is actually a phrase. If you can see, the book is a phrase. You're stressing on the word the book. The book. So what does that mean?
We are
Ma'am, in the
specifying
third
which book we want. Please give me the book. We want that
of
one
other
particular book.
books, we
And in the
want
fourth
any
sentence,
particular book.
Two of you are speaking at the same time. Can one of you answer? One at a time.
okay, ma'am, I'll go. In the third sentence, please give me the book, in that we're specifying that particular book, the book.
Okay.
And please give me the book is just asking the book. Just please give me the book.
Okay, sure.
It's not specific though.
Can we have an answer from one more person?
Yes, ma'am. Please give me the book is specifying that among many other books, I want that particular book. And please give me the book is asking for any book that's a book.
Okay. Now, when you say, please give me the book, the speaker and the listener, both of them know which book is being referred to. All right. So this means the book that both of us know I am talking about, I want you to give me that particular book. And in the last sentence, please give me the book, not the pen or the pencil or the cassette or the CD or the mobile phone, but I'm asking you to give me the book. So you would have noticed that we are now referring to what is known as sentence stress. This means when words are put together in a sentence, we don't stress on every word. We don't say, please give me the book. That becomes really ridiculous. There is one particular word that needs prominence, and that word is highlighted depending on what the speaker wants to convey. If you notice, in all these 4 sentences, we have exactly the same number of words in the same order. But one of you might want to say, please give me the book, whereas somebody else might want to say, please give me the book. So it depends on what exactly you want to convey. Therefore, whichever word you want to highlight, that is stressed because these words are important for meaning, not anything else. Therefore, there are 2 things we need to understand. First of all, which is the word that I want to stress upon? Do I want to say give me, don't throw at me? Or do I want to say give me, not somebody else? Or am I referring to a particular book, then the book? Or is it the book I want, not a pen or a pencil? That's the first one. The second one is, how do I stress? Should I say book or should I say book? Or should I say give or should I say givey? That is the word stress. So I repeat, in sentence stress, we highlight the words or we identify the words which carry meaning. As a speaker, I want to convey something and I pick 1 or 2 words which have to be stressed a little more than the others. That is the concept of sentence stress. Let's take up one more example. Can I request a different set of students to read this, please, for practice aloud? So you need to stress on the word read.
This is the book that I wanted to read.
Once again.
This is the book that I wanted to read.
That I wanted you to read. Once again.
This is the book that I wanted you to read.
Right. Can someone else take this up?
This is the book I wanted you to read.
No, you're not stressing on the word.
This is the book that I wanted you to read.
Right. This is the book that I want you to read. Okay. The next one, can somebody else take this one up, please?
This is the book that I wanted you to read.
Please don't take so many pauses in between. Just try to say
This
it
is
in
the
one
book
go.
that I wanted you to read.
You're pausing, you're not stressing.
This is the book that I wanted you to read.
This is the book that I wanted you to read. Okay. The next sentence. I've highlighted this. It was a little difficult. All right. Can someone?
This the book that I wanted you to read.
This is the book that I wanted
This is
you
the
to
book that
read.
I wanted you to read.
Exactly. This is the book that I wanted you to read. Okay. This one, please.
This is the book that I wanted you to
Wanted you
read.
to read.
Once again,
This is the book that I wanted to read.
please remember not to pause in so many places. It should be natural, but remember to put a little more emphasis on the word. Don't pause like this is the book. No, you're not supposed to pause in so many places. This is the book that I wanted you to read. Please repeat after me. This is the book that I wanted you to read.
This is the book that I
The
wanted you
book
to read.
that I wanted you to read.
Okay, and let's take up this one. Can I have somebody read it out? 1 second,
This
I'll
is the
highlight.
book that
This is
I
the book
wanted
that
you
I
to read.
wanted you to read.
This is the book I
The book
wanted
that
This
you.
is the book that I wanted you to read.
This is the book I wanted you to read.
No, you are stressing on you.
This is the book
That
I
I
wanted you to read.
wanted you to read.
Okay. In case you want to highlight you, then you can copy paste this and say it again this way.
This is the book that I wanted you to read.
Right. I wanted you to read. So let's highlight you, not someone else, but you. This is the book that I wanted you to read. It goes that way. Okay, let's practice this once and then we'll move on to something else. Can you all repeat after me? This is the book that I wanted you to read.
This is the book.
This is the book that I wanted you to read.
Once again. This is the book that I wanted you to read.
This
This
is
is
the
the
book
book
that
that I wanted you to read.
Okay. This is the book that I wanted you to read.
This is the book
This
that
is the book that I wanted you to read.
Once again. This is the book that I wanted you to read.
This is the book
This is the book that I wanted you to read.
If you notice the way you are saying these two sentences, I'm introducing you to something else over here. The way- Look at the rhythm when you say this. This is the book that I wanted you to read. Tar-di-di-tar-di-di-tar-di-di-tum. Can you see a kind of a musical flow over there? This is the book that I wanted you to read. It goes with a beat like this. This is the book that I wanted you to read. This is the book that I wanted you to read. Can you identify that beat over there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the book that I wanted you to read. This is the book that I wanted you to read. This is the book that I wanted you to read. That is what constitutes the rhythm of English language. Let's move on to the third sentence. This one. This is the book that I wanted you to read.
This is the book that
This
I
is the book that I wanted you to read.
wanted you to read.
We don't say the book. Listen to me carefully. This is the book. This is the book that I wanted you to read.
This is the book that I wanted you to
That I
read.
wanted you to read.
Okay. This is the book that I wanted you to read.
This is the book
This is the
that
book that I wanted you to read.
Once again.
This
This is the book that I wanted you to read.
Okay. And this one. This is the book that I wanted you to read.
This is
This
the
is
book.
the book that I wanted you to read.
Okay. This is the book that I wanted you to read.
This is the
This is the book that I wanted you to read.
book that I wanted you to read.
All right. And in case you want to highlight the word you, then you could say,
This is the book that I wanted you to read.
precisely. This is the book that I wanted you to read. Not someone else, but you to read. Okay. So this tells us about the sentence stress where in speech, if there are a few things that we want to highlight, because that particular word has more importance than the others in a particular sentence, this word takes extra emphasis and we put a little more, we give a little more prominence to that particular word because that carries more weight. We will practice this. If you notice here, I have not put stress marks to any other word. It's only the word which is highlighted. I have said that with a little force. But if you listen to the way I've said it, I said this is the book that I wanted you to read. So one word like ta 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 ta. This is the book that I wanted you to read. So that comes because I am stressing one word, that is the book that I wanted you to read. So if you look at the actual sentence stress, this is how it appears. Let's practice that. Okay, is it visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In general sense, we say he bought a car. Please repeat, he bought a car.
He bought a
He
car.
bought a car.
So the word bought takes the stress on the first syllable. Even the word car takes the stress on the first syllable. The next one, we ought to leave.
We ought to
We
leave.
ought to leave.
We ought to leave.
We ought to leave.
We ought to leave.
If you pay a little more attention, you would notice that I am not saying we ought to leave. I'm saying we ought to leave, which means this word and this word, ought to, ought, and leave, receive a little more prominence than we and to. We ought to leave. Please repeat.
We ought to leave.
We
Okay.
ought to leave.
We ought to leave.
We ought to leave.
All right. The third sentence, they tried again.
They
They
tried
tried
They
again.
tried
again.
again.
The word is again, A-G-A-I-N, but the stress is not on the first syllable. It is not again, it is again.
And
Therefore, this is the syllable that is stressed. All right? Say it again, please. They tried again.
They
They
tried
tried
again.
again.
Not again, not again, again. They
again.
tried
Again.
again.
They tried again.
Tried again.
Okay? Let's look at this one. I might be there.
I might be
I
there.
might be there.
I might be there.
You said
I
I
might
might.
be there.
Said
You
I
said I
might.
might.
You said I
You
might.
said I might. You said I might.
You said I might.
All right. They never write.
They
They
never
never
write.
write.
The next sentence. Mhm. We went to
We
the
went
market.
to the market.
To the
We
market.
went to
We
the
went
market.
to the market.
We went to the market.
market.
We
We
went to
went
the
to the
market.
market.
All right. She wouldn't believe me.
She
She
wouldn't
wouldn't
believe
believe me.
me.
She wouldn't believe me.
She wouldn't
She wouldn't believe me.
believe me.
Next one. The teacher was angry.
The
The
teacher
teacher
was
was angry.
angry.
The next one.
I'm
I'm
going
going
on a
on a
journey.
journey.
I'm going on a
I'm going on
journey.
a journey.
I'm going on a journey.
I'm
I'm
going on a
going
Going
on
on
a
a
journey.
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 On a journey.
Right. Call again tomorrow.
Call
Call
again
again
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
It's time to return.
It's
It's
time to
time to
return.
return.
Sorry, just a second. I want to buy a pen.
I want
I
to
I
want
buy
to
want
I
to
buy
want
buy
to
a
buy a
pen.
pen.
I want to buy a pen.
I
I
want
I
want
to
to
want
buy
I
to
a
buy a
want
buy
to
pen.
a
pen.
buy a
pen.
pen.
The students went away.
The
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 students
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 went
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 away.
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 Look at this word. Away.
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 The stress is
Away.
on this one. Away.
Away.
Take
Away.
an
Away.
apple. Take
Take
an
an
Take
apple.
apple.
take an
Take
apple.
an
Take an
apple.
apple.
This word is stressed. Take an apple.
An apple.
Take an apple.
Take an apple.
Take
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 an
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 apple.
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 Take an apple.
Right. So this is how we indicate stress in sentence. And this brings me to the last aspect that I want to discuss. I hope I have time. Um, I would want some of you to read the sentence aloud.
She is beautiful. She is beautiful.
Is beautiful.
Okay, more volunteers, please.
She is beautiful.
She is beautiful.
She is
She is
beautiful.
beautiful.
She is beautiful.
All right. I don't hear any male voice.
And we don't have any boys in
We
the room
don't
today.
have any. All right, fair enough. Okay. I'm going to say this aloud for you. Please listen to it carefully. She's beautiful. She's beautiful.
Revathi ma'am, are you able to hear me? Revathi ma'am, am I audible to you? We are not able to hear you.
I don't know, Prachi. Is ma'am there?
Yes, I can see her. Her screen is also presenting, but
Because I
somehow,
was so riveted to the screen when she started talking about sentence stress and when how we have to put, stress on particular words in the sentence. When I give the children only I love you, I love only you,
yes,
I only love you. So I think the children will relate to this, and especially when she started saying, "This is the book." I hope now the children will realize that wrong stress gives a
completely different
different
meaning.
meaning to the word, a completely
Yes,
different meaning to the word. I hope that girls have been listening, the participants have been listening,
okay. Revathi ma'am is
and they will
back with us
inculcate this.
after
She's
Janal
back
ma'am.
now. Yeah,
Yes,
thank
Yeah,
you.
Revathi ma'am,
something happened.
okay.
Where did it go?
You can share your screen again, ma'am. It will come up.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that, but it shows you.
Okay, 1 minute. Let me just say. Okay. Yes, now it will work, I think. Just try it once more. Is it allowing now? I think there is some technical issue. We'll try to resolve it as soon as possible.
I don't know, Prachi, because I really wish that the girls, ma'am was. This is a very enthralling session that she has done. Modal auxiliaries also.
Yes,
Girls
even
don't realize.
students are commenting on
Yes,
YouTube that today's class is so fascinating. I think
yes,
they will
yes.
learn, new words and where to stress upon them. It will help them
Especially
to
when she was
the
doing
way that they should.
the modal auxiliaries. I must be home by tonight by 8 tonight. Children don't realize that must has so many can take so
So
many
many
different
meanings
meanings. So many different
according to
meanings.
the context. It changes.
Probability and the
Yes,
certainty and
obligation,
obligation. It
certainty.
is mandatory. I
Yes.
will you do it in a question, in a statement? How it changes, the meanings change. And where children did not realize that grammar is important. Now I hope that when they'll go back after this program and dust off the grammar books that they have and go back to learning a little bit more, especially in these lockdown days.
Why not? They have these sessions recorded on YouTube as well. So if they wish to, rebrush whatever we have done throughout these 5 sessions, they can always
Yes.
do that.
Yes,
And
yes,
it is
yes.
always
And
going to
I
help them
wish
throughout.
if I'm audible to the participants, I wish they would tell their friends also, those who were not able to participate right now, that they've had a
Yes,
very fulfilling session. So their friends also can come back to these YouTube with the links that we've
Sorry to
given, and then
interrupt you, Janet. Sorry to
ma'am
interrupt
is
you.
back.
I just read ma'am's message. She's back.
Yes,
oh, she's
And
back.
thank you for the
Okay, okay.
lively fillers. We are enjoying both. Thank you.
yes, yes. Resi ma'am, we will love to have
Yes,
you on
yes,
screen of
yes.
once again.
Okay.
Yeah, the electricity went off, so I've joined with mobile hotspot.
Okay.
So I'll try to project.
Yes, ma'am. Try it. The settings are done. You can share your screen.
But I see you over there. I can't.
Yes, ma'am. Do you see the share
But
screen
I see
button
you
on the
over there.
keyboard?
I can't. Yeah, I did, but it shows me your picture. It doesn't show me
Ma'am,
the screen
because
of.
your video, okay, it's like that. If you press on the share screen button, it will come. It will ask you to choose a window that you want to project, and it should work like that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to do that, but it shows only you.
1 minute. Let me see it once more. Ma'am, all the participants can share ID. Yes, we can see your. Ma'am, try
Now I
to.
get it.
Is it available now, ma'am?
Yeah. Can you
Yes.
see this?
Yes, it's starting.
Right. Now, when we said.
Yes, she is beautiful. I can view it on the Word document.
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it visible now? Right.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
I'm going to say this again. I said these three words in three different ways. When I said she's beautiful, I dropped my tone towards the end of this particular. Just beautiful. Is it? I dropped my is that well? Everyone knows this person is beautiful. So do I. I acknowledge it. She's beautiful. But if I raise my voice over here and I say she's beautiful, I'm changing this into a question. Are you sure about what you're saying? What's made you say this? I don't find anything beautiful in her. This is what you're trying to say. And on the other hand, when you say she's beautiful, and if you have your body language to go with that, where you just shrug your shoulders, then actual meaning you are conveying is that, are you sure? Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not interested. What? So if you say she's beautiful, what has made you say this? This is what you're trying. This is a very typical, and on the other hand, of intonation. This is the last feature of the spoken English, wherein your intonation tells you the attitude of the speaker. And so when I say she is beautiful, with a tone falling towards the end, I am accepting, I'm acknowledging, I'm kind of reinforcing what everyone says. On the other hand, if I raise my voice and say she is beautiful, I'm questioning.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking off a bit, so it's not very clear.
Yeah, it's probably because of the mobile
Yes,
internet
I can understand, ma'am.
using. As said, the electricity.
Ma'am, are you able to hear me? Because your screen is frozen somehow. Ma'am, am I audible to you? Can somebody please guide me, Shrupa ma'am? What should we do? Can we ask her to re-log in again?
Yes, that could be a possible solution to this, Prachi.
Okay, but I'm very not
Ma'am
very
may
sure
log
because.
out and then try to log in back here.
Okay. Revathi ma'am, are you
Hello?
able to hear us? I see her that she is logged in, but I think we are not able to reach her.
Uh, Prachi, could you please message her? I think she's reading the messages.
Okay, ma'am, I'll try to now.
Tell her, just give her the instructions on my message.
Okay, okay, I'll make a call to her.
In the meantime, I would like to tell that while we are waiting for our really esteemed resource person to come back to us, a mentor, I would like to ask our participants to go when they go back today to take out their grammar books and dust them and open them and go through. Maybe in school they had not actually seen the importance and how this actually helps them in their daily life. So I hope that after benefiting from these 5 days, girls, please tell me whether you benefited and then whether you'll go back to the grammar that you learned and look at it with new eyes when you will be, looking at modals and stresses and intonation and phrasal verbs, adjectival verbs. Yes,
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 ma'am,
Arshu.
certainly we'll do
Good.
this. And the
Yes,
thinking have changed towards grammar.
exactly. Now you realize that grammar is important, not just a tiny little part of the English that you did. To be a very effective speaker, you have to come back to it.
Sometimes we do not realize while speaking or writing, and many times we miss the uh, grammar grammars and yeah, we make
Yes, you. I
mistakes
think
yeah,
I
and
think
we
you
do
forget.
not
You don't realize
realize.
the grammar. Yes, so you don't realize the importance of the grammar that you actually did. You think it's okay, chalta hai. It's not chalta hai. It's very important. And now you'll understand also the importance of stress. I hope when you are speaking, you stress on the correct word. And I told you, are you when you come somewhere and somebody asks you, are you comfortable or are you comfortable? She's beautiful, ma'am said. She's beautiful. Is beautiful. So you learn now. All right. Please concentrate because you're learning a lot from our mentors. And Nirmala College has got this for you. You should be really very grateful.
May I interrupt,
Is ma'am
Janet?
back? Yes, ma'am is back.
Yes. No,
Yes,
no,
yes.
ma'am is not yet back. Janet, could you please take a feedback from them as to which part they enjoyed most or which
Yes,
part they
yes.
needed most? Please, please,
Yes,
by the
yes,
time she's
girls.
back, could you please take
Yes,
a
yes.
yes?
I would like to ask the girls if anybody would like to unmute herself and tell us, no, what you really like, and not just today, these past 3-4 days. If anybody would like to come up and which they, Shubhra says money, money, not just money, money, Shubhra. More
Good morning,
also
ma'am.
because yes, tell me
Song.
please,
This
tell us.
song was so interactive. That the Money Money song, this Professor Revathi proposed, it wasn't even it was not only interactive, but also it was the first listening exercise, and
That now
questions
you
that
look at
followed, it just
and
glued up to the screen.
okay, so I think now when you look at any poem, any piece of writing, any song also, you look at it with different eyes now, new eyes,
Ma'am,
right?
yes, ma'am. Not only the song, but
Definitely,
when she
definitely,
taught
ma'am.
about speaking skills and that pronunciation, and especially the tone and the word stress, uh, we are now just looking very differently towards how to speak any sentence, any word while talking, and especially the grammar, which we use that, which we knew that okay, grammar. It's normally we learned since childhood, but today we are seeing it with other perspective, so
Yeah,
it's really
another
useful.
perspective than with
Yes,
new eyes.
ma'am.
I'm sure everybody. And you know what I was saying just before this. Please tell your friends also to come
Yes,
back to
ma'am.
this video, and then they can all benefit. All
Yes,
of them.
ma'am.
You know, this Nirmala College is giving to all of you and all your friends, not just the ones who are participating right now. It's a premier institute, and we are pioneer over here in giving you something so new. So please tell your friends, those who would
Yes,
not be.
ma'am.
Yes, that would be amazing. Yes, Shubhra, that would be amazing. So that more people would come in and they would learn.
Ma'am, one
And
question. Can you please answer? Ma'am, in the sentence when we had to stress on the book, I just said it the book. So, can you please tell me when we use the and when we use the?
we use we pronunciate we enunciate it as D when there is a vowel sound, not just a vowel, not just an
Yes,
E
ma'am.
or an A or an I, a vowel sound. That's why we say the hour cometh. It is the hour that is needed.
Yes, ma'am.
The uniform, because uniform starts with a Y sound, not a U sound. The letter U is
Okay,
there,
ma'am.
but the sound is a Y. All right.
Bye. Yes,
So
ma'am.
so the book,
So,
not the
vowel
book.
and yes,
Yes,
ma'am. Okay.
yes.
Thank
So
you.
even when you're stressing it, who was that? Shubhra and who asked this?
Sonali
Even
Simran.
Sonali. So even if you're stressing something, it's the
Yes, ma'am.
the man of the hour.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that these are very discerning questions, and I'm very thrilled to have such a lovely audience who's paying attention. Anybody from the from YouTube who's coming in? Prachi, Sukanya, anybody from YouTube who's there?
Ma'am, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
May I?
Sure, sure. Kaveri,
Ma'am,
yes, yes,
in
Kaveri.
the features of oral communication, there was a feature known as rhythm. So I want to ask, to what extent rhythm really affects oral communication?
Whenever when you listen to a song, is there no rhythm? It is a slow rhythm. It is a fast rhythm. You go tuck 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 tuck. But Shubhra, when you dance, when you take a waltz, it goes 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. That's a rhythm. So next time when you're reading a poem actually, we all pronounce it wrong. It's a poem. When you read a poem, when you listen to a song, pay attention to the rhythm that is there. How many of you learn music at home? Any of you learn the tabla at home? You will see that there's something called a kaharwa. You'll see there's something that's
Sorry
called a
to
teen
interrupt
tal.
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
Janet
He's
ma'am.
back. Ma'am is back. I'm so
Ma'am is
glad.
back.
I'm so glad.
There was a little bit of a technical error. We are sorry for that.
Uh-uh.
Yes,
Okay.
Jayashree ma'am.
Okay. Can you hear
Thank you,
me?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
sorry about that technical thing. Suddenly the electricity went off and then everything went for a toss out the window. I'm going to share the screen once again with,
Yes, ma'am, sure. It's enabled.
yeah, 1 second. All right, we're coming back to this beautiful lady once again. Like going back to what I said, I used the three words, but I said them in three different ways. When I drop my tone at the end of the sentence and I say, she's beautiful, I'm acknowledging something, I'm accepting it. But if I raise my tone at the beginning of this word and I say, she's beautiful, and questioning the statement, the judgment of the other person. And if I drop my tone a little bit and again raise it, she's beautiful. Well, I'm not saying anything, but I have said 1,000 things. So, this is the function of intonation where whatever the speaker wants to convey is said just through the tone. The meaning differs by changing the way you use your tone. So in English language, we have three different kinds of tones. One is the falling tone, the other one is the rising tone, and then you have the fall rise. So normally the falling tone is used at the end of sentences. Let me give you one more example. If you have sentences like, you say, he's coming. And if you want to turn that into a question, you say, is he coming? Sometimes, without using this particular one, you say, you want to ask a question, but you say, he's coming. So you are using a statement grammatically, but the meaning you are intending is that of a question. He's coming is a statement. You're converting that into a question by raising your tone and saying, he's coming, which means, are you sure he's joining us? Similarly, something like, it's raining. That's a statement. You're telling someone it's raining. It's raining? You're raising your tone and you're converting that into a question. Okay? So these are some of the important features of spoken English. I don't know how much time I can take. I thought if we could practice a few sentences, can we do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Doctor?
Yes, ma'am. We can do a little bit of a practice session. We have time till 11:30. If you would like to continue, we can do that, ma'am.
Okay, I'll do that because I don't want to stop abruptly in between and just leave. We'll practice a few sentences so that you get a sense of what I'm saying. Now, here is where everything comes to a culmination. If you look at this sentence, there is a stress marker, and this particular one indicates that the tone is falling. Okay. I'll say this once. Please repeat after me. He likes bananas.
He likes
He
bananas.
likes banana.
So
He
we are
likes
stressing.
bananas.
So we are stressing the word like, le, and the tone drops here. Bananas. He likes bananas. Please say that again.
He likes
Likes
bananas.
bananas.
He likes bananas.
He likes
All right.
bananas.
Let's look at the second one. I can't believe it's true. So you're stressing.
I can't believe it's true.
So here the first syllable is stressed, here the second one, and then you're dropping your tone just before the word true. I can't believe it's true.
I can't
I
believe
can't
it's true.
believe it's true.
Can't believe it's true.
Okay. This one, here, this is a short form, the contracted form, so you will pronounce it as wheel. Wheel.
Wheel.
Just like you have the wheel of a cart or a bus or something like that. Then this word is stressed and you're dropping your tone at the end of the statement. We'll meet you at the station.
We'll meet
We'll
you at the
meet you
station.
at the station.
The next one.
We'll meet you at the station.
Right. I must get my hair cut.
I must
Get my hair cut.
Right. The next sentence I think is the most pertinent one now. It's time to go home.
It's time
It's time to go home.
Okay. So in these examples, you have seen that your tone is falling towards the end. Now let's look at some examples where we raise our tone towards the end of the utterance. Are we invited?
Are we
Are we
invited?
So you're stressing the word are. You're not saying are. It's are we invited?
Are we
Are we
invited?
invited?
Do you like it?
Do
Do
you
you
like
like
it?
Do
Like
you
it?
like it?
Like it? It is not do you. You can also contract this and say do. That also you can say.
Do.
Do you like it?
Do you like it?
Do you like
Do you like it?
Do you like it? Does it matter?
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 Have you answered the letter?
Can you answer letter?
Have you? Have
Have you answered the letter?
The letter?
Have you?
Have you answered the letter?
Have you answered the letter?
1 second.
Have you
Please
answered the
have
letter?
You answered the letter? You answered the letter?
Okay. I have not answered anyone's letter. Anyway, please pay attention to the stress markers in the sentence. Have you answered the letter? That's how it goes. Have you answered the letter?
Have you answered the letter?
You answered the letter?
All right. Now we come to the third one, wherein you say, if you want to exclaim anything, how true?
How true?
True.
How true?
She's clever.
She is clever.
She is clever.
She's clever.
Now notice the way the meaning changes when you say she's clever with a falling tone. Here
She's
you're
clever.
dropping right. And if you say this with a rising tone, how would you say that?
She's clever.
Clever.
She's clever.
So you're, without showing it, you're questioning that. Okay. That girl is pretty.
That girl is
Girl is pretty.
I have a few these things, but I'm going to give you one or two sentences. I want you to say them aloud. So you stress on this word, and over here I'm using this indication for a fall rise tone. Well, I don't agree. That's how you say it.
Well, I don't agree.
Well, I don't agree.
I don't agree.
Well,
Okay.
I don't agree.
Now I want you to say
Careful.
this in 3 possible ways.
Careful. Careful. Careful?
Okay. Mm-hmm. If you drop your tone, how would that be?
careful.
Careful.
If you rise your tone,
Careful.
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 right. If you drop and raise, careful.
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 Whatever that means. Are you trying to tell me that? That's the meaning you're trying to give. Even a simple word like this, look at the number of ways you can say that. You can
Yes.
say
Yes.
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 right, you've got it.
Yes, ma'am.
You absolutely hit it on the nail, right on the head. Okay. Uh, Perhaps I can post this in the chat box over here for you to practice because I don't have time now. And perhaps Prachi can send it to the.
Yes, ma'am. We'll share it with the participants at YouTube. We'll put it in the
Yeah.
WhatsApp group as well.
So here, if you notice this, just one sentence maybe we can do together.
Okay.
I have used the stress markers and also the tone. The tone. Right at the bottom of the valley lay a pretty little village. So that's how you read it.
Right at the bottom of the valley lay a pretty little village.
That's it. You need to drop the tone here. This is the dropping tone. Lay a pretty little village.
Lay a pretty little village.
Lay a
Right
pretty
at the
little
bottom of the
village.
valley lay a pretty little village.
Right at the bottom of the valley lay a pretty little village.
Reeti ma'am, are you able to hear us?
Is frozen, Prachi?
I
Can you
think.
hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
She's back.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah. All right. So this brings me to the end of my sessions. I don't know how far I've been able to do justice to what was asked of me. The medium is one major hindrance wherein it's difficult to practice speaking skills on an online medium. You need to be talking so that I can know the kind of errors you're making and then guide you on how you can overcome them. So I made the sincere effort to brief you on what is for anyone to be a good speaker of English. Apart from, of course, the body language, which is a major area by itself, and also the content knowledge. But by and large, when we focus on these five major important aspects, features of spoken English, and keep on continually paying to the way we are speaking, that itself is the first step towards analyzing the way we speak, listening to the different accents, listening to how people convey their meaning, and thereby trying to improve ourselves. That's the first step. And as far as knowledge is concerned, you need to be able to read a lot, listen to people so that you gather that information. And the third one, of course, it is a face to face medium of communication. And apart from all these, you also have to practice on using your tone, using your facial expressions, the way you stand, the way you dress up, and what you do with your hands and your shoulders. All these factors put together will make someone a fluent user of a language. So we can never say that if I know English or if I know a particular language, I become a fluent speaker. No, it's a whole lot of other features, though they may be small, but each has its own place, house, and value. So please be a little attentive to all these when you speak and when you use language. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I thoroughly enjoyed past 2 weeks and interacting with you all in whatever limited way we had interactions.
Thank
Thank you
you,
for the kind
Dr.
of energy
Srinivas,
you're
for such
making
an
in this once again.
interesting session. Technical issues we do not have control over, but nonetheless, all the sessions were very enjoyable on the part of our participants as well as on the part of faculty members who are present here as well. I would now like to request Dr. Janet Andrew Shah to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Revathi. Another very wonderful session with you. I wish we could have had some more. And the girls also, I think the participants were very enthusiastic on the time that you were not there. I'm sure they're going back from this program much better speakers and listeners than they were before. I'm sure they'll use the correct intonation and stress that they had much before. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I would request our participants to be sure to fill in the feedback forms, and I think we will be back. Check the link. This will tell you the next time to log.
Janet,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt you. I think Revathi ma'am wants to say something.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No,
Yes,
just
ma'am.
one thing. I may not be present for the valedictory function. I'll have to go to work now. So I use this opportunity to thank Dr. Dejani Rao for giving me this opportunity to interact with the young minds, young people. It was wonderful when I said this. Thank you so much, Dr. Roy. And also thanks to the faculty of your college. Everyone who's helped me out, like a couple of names I know, Prachi, Dr. Sukanya, and I have to go to work now. So I just interact with the young minds, young people, knowledge, everyone who's helped me. Hope we take this forward in some other way at some other point of time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I will
Our
take leave
participants.
because I'm sure the participants would need at least 2-3 minutes to refresh themselves and be to the next session. Good luck to everyone who's tuned in. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so
Bye.
much, ma'am, for your best wishes.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Prachi, would you like to give the instructions for the
Yes,
feedback? Take
we are
over, please.
closing
Thank you.
this session right now, but we will reconnect and re-meet again after 5 minutes break. The session will start at 11:35. So with that note, I will be signing off. Let's meet again for Vedas Sharan Sir session, the 10th session at 11:45. The link will be shared with everybody on the WhatsApp chat groups. Thank you.